Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
What is the difference between a Democrat and a socialist? The greatest crisis today is not the Middle East, it's not Iraq or Syria, but it's climate change.
All the people don't have freedom, all the people don't have justice, and all the people don't have power, so that means none of us do.
The big government lovers painted a picture of doom and gloom in 2011.
The future must not belong to those who slander the prophet of Islam.
We see it in the STEM program. You know, people have talked about this STEM program being such a great deal.
Welcome to the Abolitionists Roundtable, your all-access pass to the 2016 Black Conservative Revolution. Join the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, here are your hosts, Del Marsh, Phil Stargell, and Janice Daniels.
Well, good morning. This is Phil Stargell, and the Abolitionist Roundtable is on the air, and guess who is in the driver's seat this morning? Well, it is yours truly, Phil Stargell. I'm sitting at the head of the table this morning, and on my left is Del Marsh. On my right,
Properly said that. You're right. Yeah.
It's Janice Daniels, Mayor Janice Daniels, the People's Mayor. And first thing we want to do today is just good morning to the two of you, and I got some controversial stuff that I want to say this morning because I'm basically angry, very angry at the road being traveled by the Republican Party.
Well, that makes two or three of us, I believe. In fact, many of us feel the same way as you do. Phil, go on.
And what I believe is that that we have been penetrated, and taken over. And it's been a long process, but we were given the warning of what was to come. We were given heads up long time ago. One of the things was through the book called The Naked Communist by a gentleman by the name of Skousen. I forget his first name, but
Skousen, I think.
Skousen, yeah.
No, I think Skousen, isn't his first name Skousen?
Skousen, Skousen?
Something.
But
Cleon Skousen. Cleon, I apologize, yeah.
And he gave us the warning. He said that we were in danger of being taken over by a communist agenda. And for far as I'm concerned, they've taken the impetus from freedom and liberty in this country and put it on government. Government is, in my estimation, it's always looking for more power. They do not want to share power. They want to use power for control people. And so this is, we seem to have forgotten the danger of communism. And that little speech given down in South America, in Argentina by Obama, it just shows it. But what I want to do first is to point out how we get from A to B. For every time we disagree with the left, they come up with something that makes us the people of hate. We can't disagree in an honorable manner. We have to have a hate behind it. We have to hate people in order to present a problem, present a case for solving a problem that the Democrats and the statists have created. Every last problem that we face today is a direct result of the Democrat Party, with the aid and the comfort of the Republican Party. And that's the point of the contention that I have. That's the point of real concern, and we see it now. Look at it. They brought it out in the open. The Democrats are telling you that we are just communists. That's what we are. Then you can take that socialist nonsense and stick it anywhere you want to. But there is no doubt that the Democrat Party is the spearhead of the communist movement in America and around the world. And we've gotten a little bit off track looking at the Islam and the Islamic problem around the world. But they are the same thing. They want total control. It's the same thing. That's communism. That's socialist nonsense. Let's forget it. That the ultimate goal of any socialist is to be a communist, and that's just the nature of the beast. So here we go. Hillary Clinton is bringing this leadership of this communist movement because Bernie Sanders is cutting the pathway with this socialism nonsense. But it is communist thought and communist doctrine that Hillary Clinton is about to put on us if she's allowed to be the president of this country. Obama has he's a secret guy. He's laid back and got people thinking, well, he might be a Muslim, he might be this, he might be that. But one thing we know, he's a communist.
Right.
And he just could not hold it in any longer.
Right.
He gets down in Argentina and he tweaks us. He sticks his two fingers right in our eyes.
Yep.
He says, this is what I've been all along. And he's going to tell you, oh, well, find out what works. Well, don't that sound a little bit like, well, we need to compromise.
Right.
Whatever works. That's compromise. And this is what that has led us to. And the Republicans are just as responsible because they went along with the compromise. From anybody from John McCain with reaching across the aisle. And again, every time I hear somebody talk about reaching across the aisle, I think of somebody that said he wants to take a shot across the aisle. And that's what we need to be, because this is going to either lead to us being subjugated or we either have to fight a bloody civil war in this country. And that's coming. It's coming. One way or another, we're going to have to make this decision. But anyway, what are your thoughts on that, Mayor? What do you think? Do you think that the Republican Party has got some questions that they need to answer to the people? Because we are in disarray in this party.
Absolutely. In fact, the Republican Party has long been almost like the lapdog of the Democrat Party, and I don't know exactly when or how.
The junior party.
Yeah.
The junior in the law firm.
I don't know exactly how this happened.
Tearing down the Constitution of this country.
But I don't know. Again, like I always kind of say, well, we were busy. You and I and many people in our generation were busy raising our families, doing our jobs, electing people based on what they said they were going to do and expecting them to do what they said they were going to do. So we kind of looked away from the government and allowed this to metastasize. Yes. I heard an issue about a school situation 20 years ago, and I said, boy, I don't really like that, but I didn't do anything about it. And then you hear something about a particular a bill or piece of legislation. Well, I don't really like that, but I didn't do anything about it. And now it's almost impossible to do anything about it.
Exactly
and quite frankly, the puppets that we have installed in our government, they just, even with the best of intentions, they cannot fight the machine that has been built over this past 50 years.
And when you talk about the junior partner in this thing, because what they continually do is compromise our position, and that word itself. See, when they compromise, they are compromising the foundation of this country, the Constitution. The Constitution today, as it stands right now, you hear Ted Cruz often talk about, we are going to lose the Second Amendment rights and all that. We've already lost them.
Absolutely. Can I tell you, Phil, a couple of the things that our legislators have been working on? I happen to have started looking at the House journals and the Senate journals to see what they're working on. And in the month of March, they passed a resolution to declare March the Athletic Trainer Month in Michigan. They passed a resolution to declare the month of March American Red Cross Appreciation Month in Michigan. They passed a resolution to do these following things: International Women's Day in Michigan, commemorate the 167th anniversary of opening of the Michigan School for Deafness. They declared March of 2016 the Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. They declared March of 2016 the Chronic Kidney Disease Awareness Month. March 12th of 2016 is the Suddenly Sleepy Saturday and Narcolepsy Awareness Day in Michigan. And this goes on and on and on. Our world is burning, and we've got legislators passing legislation like this.
Yeah, and if and this is leading to the people having the ability to tell us that Black Lives Matter because there are a certain amount of people that whether or not it's legal or whatever, get into whatever happens with the police, and they lose their life. Little cooperation might have avoided that.
Right.
You haven't heard anybody passing a law that's saying this is national, cooperate with the police day.
There you have it. There you have it.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
But the thing is, it allows the people that want to make mischief within this government to come up with these ideas that it's racism that is the most important thing because a couple of black people get killed, but they don't look at the number of black people being aborted every day, and nobody's trying to do anything to stop some of this in the legislative arm of our government. Most of the action has been taken through the courts.
Well, for one, liberals love abortion, because they want to replace those children that were aborted that can, that we could benefit from, and plus they're a blessing from God. But they want to replace them with all these illegals. They want to bring them from some of the poorest countries around the planet. And plant them all around our majority. If they can plant them in red states and turn some of these states purple,